I'm at the dealership, just getting whatever I need to get done on my car because I have to drive it for a little longer and I'm going to be going on some road trips. And there wasn't anything wrong with the engine. There's no check engine light, so I couldn't see if there was anything with the engine. But it was a lot of suspension stuff, and I said, look, let's just put a lift on it. Why not? It's 2013 front-wheel drive car, so let's put a lift on it, shall we? And we shall, and we did. 2-inch lift from the dealer, and you can tell it's so much higher. I should have done a before and after, but I wasn't for sure. Anyway, dude, this is gonna be awesome. I'm getting new tires. My tires, I could use some new tires. I'm getting new tires on Thursday. The same size, same brand, and everything. So, yeah, and we're gonna get this new build going eventually once I sleep in it some. But this is crazy. Okay, I have called a lot of places. Let's get in my messy car. I had called a lot of places about a lift, if you guys remember. I called Terra in Arizona and they didn't call me back ever. And I don't appreciate that, okay? Because I am here to spend some money and obviously I'm inquiring. If somebody's inquiring about a lift on a Mazda front wheel drive, okay, I don't know. Like, in my opinion, they're not just... Seatbelt it in. They're not just like trying to shoot the shiz, okay? Oh, sorry. Anyway, let me start this up. Nope, I can't because it might pick up the Bluetooth. But yeah, so I like places that don't laugh at me. I've had some places laugh at me. Fat Bob's Garage, I believe it was. Yeah, I talked about that in a video a couple years ago because I had given up hope on a lift and I was like, I'm just going to get a new car. But you know what? I'm going to be keeping this car. Even when I buy a new Toyota as my commuter car, I'm still keeping this car. This is my commuter car. And it's really treated me well. I was telling my sister today that in terms of the engine, like the regular maintenance spark plugs, and then whatever it was that I had fixed when I had my car towed to Mazda, the engine's been really pretty good. It's just been the suspension stuff that I've had to get done a lot. And rightfully so, because I take this car off-road. And this is what we're currently dealing with right now. Had to, do some things. But, yeah. It feels higher. I like it. I like it. And new tires on Thursday. So that'll be all in the same video. Okay? Okay. Let's get a better look of this. You can tell it is higher. Wow, that's a lot higher. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. Okay. I just stepped out of the car. That's the first time since I got in it with the lift. And it is noticeable. It is noticeable. I was like, boom, my foot hit the ground pretty hard. Dude, that's... It is so nice to get into a high car that is tall. When you are tall, it is so nice to get into a tall car. Boom, look at that. I have 12 miles on my 2-inch lifted Mazda. And we're gonna see what the miles per gallon is. I usually do average 24 miles a gallon, or like 23.9, but we'll give it some time and come back and see what kind of mileage change we get. Hopefully not much. For anybody who might be interested in a Mazda CX-5 lift in Utah from a dealership, I figured I might share some of that information. I called Mazda because their part number on the receipt didn't pull up anything. And so what Scott at the Bountiful Mazda parts department told me is that they use their sister store, which is in Ogden, actually, the dealership in Ogden. There's a guy there who found a lift kit, but it didn't quite work, and so he had one essentially fabricated for the Mazda CX-5, and there were a few other ones that Scott listed off. But if you are interested in a lift through the dealership, then you can contact any dealership, and if they don't know what you're talking about, just call the Mazda dealership in Ogden or Bountiful Mazda and they can hook you up. It did cost me $1,000, but I have peace of mind knowing that there's a 12-month warranty and it has been fabricated specifically for my car. There was a lift through HRG Off-Road that I wanted to purchase, $300. I thought about putting it on myself. I bought all the equipment like the jack stands and the torque wrenches, and yeah, I just decided that I wanted it done right. So I asked the dealer if they had any, and they did, which was a shock, as some of you might know. I went through this a year plus ago trying to find a lift kit for the Mazda. Along with the lift kit, I got an alignment, and I noticed that as I drove up to 80 miles an hour, my steering wheel would just ever so just jiggle, you know? It was not smooth, and I was like, oh my goodness. I figured it might be the lift that's doing that, but that is going to be really irritating. And so a couple days later, I had gotten my new tires, just the same ones that I had, the Falcon Wild Peak All-Terrain Trail tires, I believe I got. And I just had them do a full alignment, and they tweaked it just ever so slightly from the before measurements that there is no more shaking on the steering wheel at all. It drives so smooth up to 80 miles an hour. That's as fast as I've gone. That's as fast as I've gone. And it drives really, really nice. I took my box off for the alignment, and so I'm going to see how the gas mileage works out over the course of the month. I'm going to go on a trip here shortly, well, tomorrow, for one night with my sister, and I'm looking forward to that, so stay tuned for that video. But once I get back from that trip, then I'll put the box back on my Yakima gear locker box that I have on the hitch. But so far where I drove up to, like, just between the new tires and the lift, like, and having my box removed, it drove so nicely over things that I would have been a little bit more wary about, but still would have driven over and through. So things are working out really well there. And one thing I also forgot to mention, now dealerships and repair shops, mechanic shops, they send you a video of the issues that they have found. And one of the issues that Mazda found was that my rear brake pad was put on wrong. Yeah, and I'll show you the video.
Right, welcome to Bountiful Mazda. My name is Kyle. I'm taking us looking at your vehicle. So at a standstill, just turning the vehicle, I hear a majority of the noise coming from the back. Now, when I put the e-brake on, the noise goes away. We can see right here in this rotor all these little small cracks, the heat marks. Also, the pads are installed wrong. These, I don't know why it has two, but they are supposed to be on the inside. Oops, sorry, on the inside right there. Also, if we look at the It's kind of hard to see, but you have your brake pad and then your piston in the rotor. It's got a groove. That groove is supposed to be centered with this because there's a little dowel pin on the back side of that pad. So it's just kind of cockeyed in there, causing it to bind a little bit. Let's see. Oh. Doesn't spin quite as easy. This side the pads are still installed wrong, but it doesn't spin quite as easy as that one. This one's a little more free. So I'm going to recommend rear pads, rear rotors, rear brake hardware. As we get to the front, I did hear some noises in the front too. Majority from this right side. Stabilizer link. Okay. Is loose. Also ball joint is loose. So we'll get those priced out as well. So I'll get a quote going for you. I'll let the advisor know and he'll give you a call. Other than that, thank you for coming to Bountiful Mazda.
If you remember, in 2022 November timeframe, I posted a video that I had gone in for an oil change and I walked out $3,500 later, and then more stuff kept adding on because my check engine light kept coming on, and I verified with my receipts that the mechanic Levitt Automotive in Logan, Utah, don't even go there. They broke my cam arm trying to get a bolt off, and they put the brake pad on wrong because I have not had anybody else since them put on a brake pad, and you'll see in the video. I don't know how serious that is, how they put it on. Maybe some of you out there who are mechanically inclined can let me know. But that's a problem. And then another thing is, I'll just have the whole video play, but there was some creaking when I would drive, and so my cam arm, yeah, because that's what I had to have replaced in Logan, that was cracked. So that was another, $500 cam arm that I had to have paid for. So I just wanted to follow up on any potential questions for any of you who had questions on the lift. Front wheel drive car. This is still going to be my commuter car when I get my van. We will, after I get back from my trip with my sister, I'll be doing some camping with Ace. I need to figure out something for his dog hair because it's just everywhere. But anyway, stay tuned for my next video. I'm going to follow up after this one and do an overview of my custom ordered transit cargo van. I hope you will tune in for that, and I'll see you in my next video.